Welcome back to today's class. In the previous class, we learned about medieval Indian society. Today, we are going to learn about slavery, status of women, and caste system in medieval India. Students, let's study about slavery. Ibn Battuta, who was a traveler to India in 14th century, in his travelogue, he revealed that he had bought horses, camels, and slaves as present to the ruler Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Slaves performed music and dance in courts. There were separate markets for slave trade. The majority of the slaves were detainers of the battles. These slaves were imported from Africa. Okay students, next let's study about status of women. Child marriage and the practice of sati prevailed in many parts of the country. There were restrictions for remarriage. Girls were married at a very tender age. They did not get the opportunity for education. Okay students, let's see the role of women. The role of women in agricultural and non-agricultural sectors was significant. They involved themselves in all the stages of farming from sowing to harvesting. They were engaged in weaving, pottery and embroidery too. On the other hand, several women who had adorned higher political and social position. Noor Jahan, the wife of Mughal Emperor Jahangir and Sultana Razia were excellent administrators. Gulbadan Begum, sister of Humayun, Jahanara, daughter of Shah Jahan, and Jijabai, the mother of Shivaji. These women who held higher position in the society. Okay, next, caste system. The hierarchy based on the caste system prevailed in medieval period. The Brahmins enjoyed a higher status in the society. An increase in the number of castes was a major feature of this period. The newly formed occupational groups gradually evolved as castes. Next, caste system in South India. The caste system in South India was based on occupation similar to that in North India. The caste system in South India were broadly divided into Idangai caste and Valangai caste. Those who engaged in trade and handicrafts were known as Idangai caste, and those who engaged in the agriculture sector were known as Valangai castes. Let's conclude this chapter. India attained considerable economic progress during the medieval period. It facilitated the development of arts and culture. It was the prosperity that laid the foundation for the construction of several temples and monuments in that period. However, only a minor section of the society benefited from this progress. Majority were affected by poverty. Hope you all understood about today's topic. Thank you.